Check. See it on there? Yeah, we look good. Volume is on. Microphone, audio's on. Cool. What's happening? Yo, Diz, what up, bro? What's going down? What's going down? Therese, what's happening? Chilling, man. Shit's moving and grooving on this side, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get a few things situated so then that way I could start dropping some new products and stuff like that. It's crazy. I just restocked the LA shirt, the City Don't Love You shirt. Silently redropped it on the site, and then the shit just started booming. I think we shipped out 26 or 27 orders today of just that t-shirt. That shit's crazy. Alex, what's happening? Melody Sturgis, what's going down? Yeah, it's crazy that shirt still moves, and the only way I promote it is, well, you see the Instagram and TikTok, like I just show myself making the shirt. That drives the sales to people going and picking up the shirt. Like it's crazy how the shit works. So I'm just still riding the wave, you know what I mean? I've been selling that t-shirt for 5, maybe going on 6 years now. And that shit still moves, sells out every time. I think I'm sold out in extra large and maybe 2X and 3X. I think. I know extra large for sure. Some people buying doubles. Shit is crazy. It's dope though. Like, you know what I mean? It's a good problem to have, but it just reassures the whole strategy of just showing myself making the shirt to promote the shirt, and then that's what's basically selling it. You know what I mean? I was just watching Back to Basics videos. I would like to start a heat press t-shirt business. Gracie's World, get that money. Now's the time to get started. And I think you're starting in the right place watching Back to Basics. Nice on the shirts. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? I appreciate it. Have you ever seen anyone wearing it? Oh, hell yeah, all the time. Dodger Stadium for one. Especially like right now, postseason. It's kind of like Dodgers making it to the playoffs. Dodgers season starts, the shirt does good automatically on its own. Right now, I just restocked it because the Dodgers just made it to the playoffs or clinched the playoffs, and then that drove the sale too, which is crazy. So the only way I promote it, and you like I talk about this in all my videos and how I promote my t-shirts and what I'm doing on how to get the sales, it's just me showing myself making the shirts, and that's it. That's the only thing promoting the shirt. Either I'm wearing it or I'm showing how to make the shirt, and that's what drives the sale for the exact shirt. That's the only promotion that I do. Like, you guys watch my Instagram, like I'm never posting anything about the t-shirts outside of making the t-shirts, and that's it. That's the only way I'm promoting it. And I did I don't know if I didn't even edit it down, but packing up all the shirts and stuff, like I did a video. All the shirts are laid out. I need to edit it down, but that was from earlier this morning when all the orders came in last night. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go get all these out. Shit was booming. But that's the only way I promote the shirt. There's not me taking a picture like of a model wearing the shirt or anything like that. It's just showing myself making the shirt, and then that's what gains the traction and makes people click the link in the bio to actually buy it. Let me see. Ravent, what's happening? Amen. I'm pulling out designs that I used to sell like 25, 30 years ago. Alex, man, I did that. I still do that. I got hard drives like this. I got a small solid state drive connected to my MacBook right now. Um, that are just full of designs that I either never put out or I started but never finished. And then sometimes I'll go back and revamp them a little bit and then put them out. Um, Shit is cool. It's just like having a running catalog of extra shit to sell. You know what I mean? So if you was putting shit out 25, 30 years ago, man, I would say put it out now. Now's the time. It's hard creating my own image to sell. You know what? I hear a lot of people say that. What motivates me and inspires me to make designs to sell is knowing who I want to sell to first. Instead of sitting down and saying, all right, I'm going to make a t-shirt design today. No, I don't do that. I look for the people I want to sell to and make stuff for, and then I make stuff directly for them. And then when I sit down, I'm like, all right, this group of people, I want to make something for them. That's usually how I do shit. Rad Vince says, still working on my new business. Just realized I threw away my EIN and now I got and I can get my GE now. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Get that money. You see, I'm trying to go back. Are you using your phone to make everything I post on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, like the short form videos is done on my phone. I record everything on my phone. I edit on my phone too. I edit using CapCut. And then like the stuff that's on YouTube, like the long form stuff, like the 10-minute videos, the regular talking head videos that you guys always see on my YouTube is filmed with either the DJI Osmo camera. Like when you see me do the shop life videos, that's the DJI. If it's not that, then I'm using a Canon M50. It's like the small, older mirrorless camera from Canon. It's the version 1, not the Mark II. It's the old one. That's what I use to film the YouTube videos. But then like my stuff that you see on like Instagram and TikTok, the like clips and reels and all that stuff, that's all with my phone. It's like I tell people to do this all the time when it's like about creating content and trying to sell products. You have to like social media is a weird place, right? Because Facebook is a little bit different than TikTok. TikTok's a little bit different than Instagram. Instagram's a little bit different than YouTube. You gotta have to treat all of those things natively to the respective platform. Like you talk a little different on Facebook, you post a little different on TikTok, you post a little bit and write a little different on Instagram. It's weird that you have to do that, but there's different demographics on both platforms. And you're just kind of speaking to the customer on social media. So, to me, it's just like a somewhat of a no brainer to do, but I think a lot of people tend to forget about how to do that. Because sometimes people will just record one video and then post that same video across everything. Like if you got off of this right now, you went to my TikTok, you would see that like if you looked at my actual TikTok page for like the last, I don't know, couple weeks or something like that, I've been posting 3 of the same exact videos back to back to back. And then all 3 of those videos will have different view counts. Some will be high, some will be low. And then I'll pick whatever the highest viewed one was, and then I'll put that one and change up the captions and change up the filters and music and stuff like that, and then post that one to say Facebook. And then on Facebook, I'll write like a longer caption of what I'm doing in the video, and then put it there because people on Facebook tend to read more than actually just look at the content. So, and then that one will go to Instagram, and then Instagram I'll change some things up on that video. Maybe I'll make it shorter or make it a little longer. So there's slight differences. The content might be the same, but it might be a little different. But I use TikTok to test the shit out to like see which one gets the most like views. Like, let me see if I can pull up my TikTok right now just to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, this is my TikTok page. These are three of, oh man, this shit ain't even focusing in. But those are three of the same videos. Those are three of the same videos. Those are three of the same videos. That's all I'm doing, man. Like, just look at the shit that I'm doing, and I'm just testing shit out and seeing what the hell works, and then I just go for it. There's no science behind it. Um, but I'm used because TikTok doesn't penalize you for posting the same content. There's some people that have pages, they post the same exact video every single day. Um, and their views are crazy. One day it might be 1 million views, one day it might be like 100 views, but they just keep doing it and their pages grow that way. So I'm just trying shit out, right? But with this strategy that I've been doing, I'm just noticing that people on different platforms view the content a lot differently. And that's how I'm making the content right now is just I'll record something like you guys might see. I might post like golf content all of a sudden. And the whole reason behind the golf content, I guess I could talk about that, is the idea is to make golf t-shirts. So in order to start selling, because there's tons of golf brands now that I'm in this space and I'm looking at and seeing how I can make money in this space. This is something I know nothing about. I'm just barely learning how to golf, but I know I can make some dope ass golf t-shirts. Like I don't have any of the mock-ups in, but I already made like 4 dope ass designs that I want to release. But before I could release it, I have to kind of live in that space and be part of that community and add some value to that community. So I can't just come out of nowhere and hear some random dude saying, "Hey, buy my golf t-shirts." Not going to work that way. So in order for me to actually sell in the golf world, I have to live in the golf world first. So that's me posting videos of me at the driving range, videos of me putting around, videos of me just learning how to do the shit. I need to be in the space before I can say, "Hey, check it out. I sell shit," right? So before I offer anything, I'm just gonna be amongst the people in that space, find out what their terminology is, find out all this shit that they're into and not into, so that way when I make the shirts, I know what colors to use. I know how to design the shirts to where they'll like them, all of that stuff. I'm just doing my research, and you guys have seen it in real time. Like if you're watching me on TikTok or Instagram, you'll see like randomly it'll be like t-shirt printing, food, beer, golfing, t-shirt printing, golfing. It's I'm just putting shit out there, and I'm just trying to see what the fuck is going on, right? But that's all it takes. Is you can't just like out of nowhere say, "All right, I'm a brand now, so you guys buy my shit." It doesn't work that way because nobody knows who you are or nothing about you. But in order to start seeing a little bit of this golf money, I should say, because the sport of golf is pretty expensive for one, so they have money, and two, they dress down when it comes to playing the shit. Like they're wearing different shit to the range. They're wearing different shit to play on these courses. They're wearing golf related shit out in public. There's money to be made there. I understand that. So I'm trying to get some of this money now. In order to get that money, I have to live in that space and actually be like, yo, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I do with every single brand. Every single time I'm releasing anything, this is the process. And I'm trying to document the process and show you guys how it's working. If you've been paying attention for the last couple months, you'll know that I just been posting random ass golf shit. And you're like, he's never posted anything golf ever. I'm like, yeah, I'm just learning how to golf, but I'm really learning how to golf to be in this space, to make some money in this space. And I'm just getting my feet wet right now. And this is kind of what it is. It's just me doing my research slowly but surely on how the shit works out. So then that way, if it's weeks from now, months from now, when I decide to launch these t-shirts in the golf space, I'll already have a little bit of credit built up in the golf space, if that makes any sense. It won't be from like totally left field. It'll be from left field to you guys, but to whoever's buying these golf t-shirts, it'll be like, oh shit, this motherfucker's been learning how to golf. He's been in this space. He's one of us. You know what I mean? That's basically how this shit goes down. Um, but in the meantime, man, I'm enjoying learning how to golf. So it ain't a lose. Aloha Brando. Another way I look at it is design something that I want to wear, brings more of a genuine approach to a design rather than totally focusing on catering to a crowd. Yeah, I agree, but don't agree with that. The reason being is I make shirts for like everybody, right? Like if I could find a space that I can make money in, for instance, this golf space, I don't plan on wearing golf t-shirts out in public. Like I'm not a golfer like that. You know what I mean? So I'm creating stuff for the golfers that wear golf shit outside of their normal clothes, or if golf clothes are their normal clothes. You know what I mean? Um, Same thing. Like I'll make shirts for like anybody. It could be like people into scooters, right? I'm not going to get on a scooter, but if I can make designs for the scooter riders and I know I can make some money there, oh man, I'll design that shit all day long. You know what I mean? Like for me, that's what motivates me or inspires me to even create stuff, is creating for the end user. That way I'll always be able to make money. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a tastemaker. I'm not a trendsetter. I'm not somebody of fashion. I'm not um an influencer like that. You know what I mean? So like just because I like something, chances are the customer might not like it. And now I'm stuck with, 100 transfers of something that I like, but I can't make my money back. You know what I mean? So I agree with you in the sense of creating stuff that I like to wear. But I'm super simple. You know what I mean? I'm a real plain person when it comes to like the shit that I wear. Whereas some of the stuff that I might do, I might go over the top a little bit because I know the audience is into that. You know what I mean? Or I'll release certain colorways of t-shirts that I personally wouldn't wear, but I know that that crowd loves that type of that look. You know what I mean? Um, like for instance, like the faded looking t-shirts, like those pigment dyed t-shirts. Um, I'll wear it blank, right? Like I'll wear that t-shirt blank. It's comfortable to wear, the AS Color heavy fade shirt. But there's colors of those shirts that I wouldn't wear, but I know they're popular now, and it's easy for me to sell those t-shirts. So I'll print on them and sell them, but I personally don't wear them. Um, Not for nothing. It's just kind of how it is. iPhone or Android. I'm an iPhone person. I got a MacBook. I use the iMac at my store. Everything's ran off of Apple products. So um, have an iPhone. That's just what I'm into. How would you post your first three posts on Instagram when starting your business? Which platform do you like at the moment? I use them all, man. Like I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube. The way I post is basically whatever I want to show for the business is what I show. If you're starting a new business, I would start talking about the business, making people familiar with what the business is, like the golf thing. I'm posting golf shit right now, not because you guys are interested in golf shit, but I'm posting it so golf people, like let's say there's always somebody new learning how to play golf. If they could relate to somebody that's learning how to play golf also, they're now following along on my journey, right? So now they're following me because I'm posting my fuck ups, or I'm posting me at the range and my swing looks horrible and I'm not hitting the ball far. I got beginner clubs. They have somebody to relate to. You know what I mean? So if you're starting your business brand new, I would start doing that now, is trying to tell the story of what the business is so they get a better idea of what to expect from you. And then now they're following the journey from the very beginning. You know what I mean? And it's not about posting products, it's mainly about getting into the habit of posting, but mainly you want to be able to build the community not around just products. You want to build the community around the business, get people to believe in the business, understand the business on what it is, what you believe in. Do you guys share the same values? What are your values? That's all the content that you could be putting up now, whether it's Instagram, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook, whatever platform you wanted to use. But it's mainly getting into the habit of just posting about the business. Because if your first three posts are three t-shirts that you're going to be selling, nobody's checking for that. You know what I mean? So in order to get people to check for it, you need to start building up the community around the business, building up the buzz and the hype around the business. So then that way you get going. Um, I did this like small like workshop thing where it was like if somebody ever commented on one of my Instagram posts or TikTok posts or on YouTube that had questions about social media. This is as of recent, like last week. I even recorded, there's a video that I'm dropping on Thursday. Patreon already seen it, but there's a video dropping on Thursday that is basically talking about social media and how to post on social media and stuff like that. Well, anyways, the reason I made that video is because of the workshop of just talking to people and understanding who needs help with running their social media for their business, selling products using social media. I talk about it like it's easy. And I know it's not easy for a lot of people because I've been doing it for so long that it comes easy to me because I understand my audience. I understand how the shit works, what I'm trying to accomplish out of it. But I understand that there's not a lot of people that get that part of the game and you know they post one or two videos, they don't see no traction, and then they get like bummed out and they're like, oh man, like this shit don't work or this shit's useless or whatever it is. It's not that. It's not being useless. It's not you're posting for nothing. If you're just posting and thinking about followers or you're posting thinking about every video is going to go viral, and you're posting for the wrong reasons. But in the workshop, we did it on Zoom and it was only like a 30-40 minute Zoom, but it was like kind of explaining how the shit works and why certain things that I do is why I run my business that way. And these are the small successes I see. And I've made videos about, you know, posting, using food to get reposts and you know, using hashtags and locations to target your audience and find your customers. But when you really break it down in kind of like a one-on-one, I think it was like 10 people, 10, 11 people in that workshop, it's a little easier to kind of pick apart what people don't understand about it, you know. And it gave me the idea to like, man, maybe the workshop doesn't need to be here's how to press t-shirts. It should be that here's how to sell the t-shirts, you know what I mean? So that's kind of where we're at now. But I say all that because social media is such a big thing and it's an overwhelming thing, and a lot of people have a hard time. Everybody's a consumer of social media, but not everybody is here to create content for social media and understands how to use it for their business. And I'm noticing every time I post videos about that kind of stuff, those videos really don't do good numbers. And I know people watch the videos, but they don't. There's a handful that apply the information to their business, um, because the video will explain everything. But then after the video is done, you're kind of just stuck with like, all right, now what? All right, he told me what to do. How do I get started on doing it? You know what I mean? But if I was about to like launch this business, like I'm doing these golf t-shirts right now, it's every post is going to be about golf. It's going to be about my journey on learning how to golf. It's going to be about trying to build the golf community around what I'm about to sell because they don't know I'm about to sell something, but I'm just preparing them for when I do. You know what I mean? So I'm just there adding value. I'm there being a part of the community, and then boom, when I hit them with the shirts, I have a built-in community already. Like, yo, man, I've been following this guy's journey. Oh, damn, I like this shirt. Not knowing that I know they're gonna like the shirt because we share similar interests. And I'm gonna try to offer something that not any other brand's offering. Like, I'm not reinventing the wheel or nothing. I'm just making cool designs that I think would look cool, and I think the golf people would like. It's about it. You know what I mean? I tried a few of the top POD manufacturers and wasn't satisfied with the quality of the prints or shirts. I really want to get samples of AS Color, but don't want to pay the retail. You almost have to just like bite the bullet, man. If you want to get samples of the shit, you know what I mean? Get your wholesale license and open up an account with them. Or if you didn't, then you would have to just, you know, actually pay retail and chalk it up to research and development. Like that's what I do. Like if there's t-shirts I hate sampling a bunch of t-shirts because then it feels like a waste of money. But what you're really doing is you're really doing the research for your business. That's it. Like The money you spend on the t-shirts is going to be you actually saying, all right, yeah, I want to fucking open an account with these people, or nah, this shirt ain't for me. But it almost comes down to just that. You have to put your money up and be like, all right, let me see if this is something I want to get into. You know what I mean? Thank you for this. It's so awesome that you do this for us. I appreciate it, man. This live every Tuesday is basically for you guys to ask your questions and just listen to me ramble on. Mike Khan, what's happening? Let me see. I just scrolled and then I like lost my spot. Just joined, here to learn. Kathleen Thompson, what's happening? Fat Heck, what's happening? Would you be willing to resell blanks so I can see the quality? I personally don't resell blanks at all. People always ask me that, but you got to remember, like when you, like I would have to sell it to you for retail. You know what I mean? And you might as well just buy it retail. The reason I say that is because every purchase that you buy at a wholesale rate, you're buying with the intention that you're gonna decorate on it and resell it, collect the sales tax on it to pay that back. You know what I mean? I'm not in the business of selling blanks. I'm not a wholesaler, so I would have to sell it to you for retail. So you might as well just buy it retail from them. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't understand that part. They think, "Oh, you got a wholesale license, just fucking buy the shirt for whatever you get it for, sell it to me." It doesn't work that way. Uh, just design some 4x6 flyers and send out to print so I can give out to local businesses. Oh, okay. You made some flyers. You're gonna do it the old fashioned way and get the shit rolling. Hell yeah. Samar and T style accounts opened up. Gonna do SNS tomorrow. For sure getting that money. I like the flyer idea because that shit's dope as hell, man. That to me is shit works, man. I pass out flyers like when I vend. I have 4x6 flyers that I get printed up by the thousands, and I take them to the shows and give them out. The ones that I've been pushing lately is just for the retail store, just to get people to go. That's it. Love your channel and the info you provide. Which company sells transfers that feel closest to actual screen print and you'd recommend? If you're going for texture of a screen print, none of them are. When I say texture from a screen print, is you're talking about the off contact that screen print has on the finished feel. There's no transfer that's going to feel that way, because what the screen does is the screen has flex in it, right? So they put the ink on here, the squeegee comes down. This is the t-shirt. The screen touches the t-shirt with the ink and then it pops up. And when it pops up, what it does is it pops up with the screen, right? So it leaves the ink with like a little bit of like a rough texture from the screen mesh popping up off of the ink. And then it gets cured. And then if you're going for that feel, like if you're talking about hand feel and texture, there's no transfer that's going to give you that, only because you're smashing the ink into the into the t-shirt with the heat press, and it's going to be smooth to the touch. It's not going to have no texture to it. If you're talking about like weight, transfers are lighter than screen printing. Screen printing is going to be heavier. If you're talking just like plastisol ink, like if you're doing white print on a black t-shirt, that print's going to be way heavier than any transfer, because that transfer is only just one layer of ink, right? Whereas if you're talking about screen printing white on black, it might be a couple layers of ink. Like if you could get it down in one or two passes, cool. But plastisol ink's pretty heavy. You got to remember they're gonna do a coat, flash dry it, and then do another coat to make it opaque. I show a video of basically the same exact design on the same exact blank T-shirts. One is screen printed. The other one is, I think it was a super color wearable transfer. This is back, like this video is probably like 5 years old. But I put both T-shirts on the scale, and you could see there's a noticeable weight difference from how heavy the traditionally screen printed T-shirt is, to the super color transfer. So if you're going off of feel, like weight feel, then transfers are going to be lighter than screen print. If you're going for texture feel, There's no transfer that's going to give you that same rougher texture that screen printing does because of, like I said, the off contact. Um, but if you're just looking for like plastisol transfers and stuff like that, 613 is good. Howard's cool. FM is cool. Transfer Express is cool. You just have to figure out what ink formula you want to try from them. And then if you're talking of like multicolor prints, not DTF, then Supercolor is the only one that I know of that's screen printed multicolor transfer. They use water-based inks though, and it's not plastisol. And then you have, DTF and stuff like that, and almost you can buy DTF transfers from anybody. Cornbread said we're on early. Yeah, I jumped on like at 6:40, 6:30 just to test stuff out, and I just ended up staying on. Manish Ways, what's happening? G6, what's happening? TC, what up? For the golf shirts, are you making t-shirts or polo shirts? No, I'm just doing t-shirts, man. I'm not gonna make the full dry fit polo types. I'm not getting into it like that. I just want to make some like, you know, cool looking t-shirts and shit like that. I'd love to see some of your golf designs. I'm working on some golf stuff now that you said it. Get that money, show me the money. That's it, man. This shit is dumb easy, man. I like, and I hate to say that it's dumb easy because I don't want to like seduce nobody into thinking like this whole game is easy to do. It's really not. It takes a lot of work. But once you figure the shit out, it gets way easier. Like you just, I don't even know. I can't even explain it, man. Like the shit is just so like the blueprint's already laid out and you're just following the steps at a certain point. You know what I mean? Once you figure that stuff out, oh man. Golf frisbee is also a hot sport right now. I've been seeing it on TikTok and stuff. Shit looks crazy. How often do you do live videos? I do it every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I live next to a 27-hole golf course. Beautiful walk, spoiled by a little ball. Yeah, it's crazy, man. But there's so much money to be made in this space because you got to remember, like, golfers drop money on the sport, man. Clubs, balls, gloves, bags, shoes, full outfits, hats. They wear it all. Fucking umbrellas. I didn't even know golf umbrellas was a thing. And then I'm looking at like man, me and my wife went to this. There's a golf store here in Torrance called like PGA Tour Superstore, something like that. PGA Superstore. They sell like it's like a Costco or like a Target for golfers. But I was looking at golf bags and these things like $500, $700, but they got like straps and places to put a fucking umbrella. And I'm like, the golf umbrella? Like, who's playing in the fucking in the rain? But I'm guessing hardcore golfers do it. So once I seen that and I was like how much money people are spending, and there's dope brands already out there. Eastside Golf is a dope one. Malbin is a dope one. They do collabs with all kind of people. It there's so many dope brands already that are out, but I'm noticing that there's so many people that can benefit from selling t-shirt. And this is where my brain goes automatically is if they're spending this much money on the sport, then selling them some $25, $30 t-shirts is a fucking no-brainer. You know what I mean? So same thing with like the Disneyland stuff. When I was doing the churros stuff, it's people are spending money. Like I'm thinking of not the person that's just going to Disneyland once with their family. I'm talking about like the season pass holders that are spending thousands of dollars at Disneyland, that go to Disneyland dressed up in Disney gear head to toe. They're spending the money to be there. They're spending money on the shit that they wear. I'm like, man, let me get a piece of this money. Like I said, this is where my brain goes, where I see something where people are spending the money, and I'm just like, how can I make something cool in this space? Let me get into this space. That's the whole idea behind this golf stuff. So when you guys are seeing my golf posts. You don't got to engage with it or it. Just know, just watch what I'm doing. So when I do drop the golf t-shirts, it's not going to be a surprise. You're gonna be like, oh shit, this is what he's been doing. Like he's been posting for months and now he's dropping something. It's like, yeah, like I'm trying to get into the space and build up a small beginner golf community. So then that way, when I drop the shit, the other beginners that are beginning like me are part of the journey and they be like, yo, man, I'm gonna buy this shit from this dude because we've been on the same pace to learn how to golf and get into this space. You know what I mean? That's the way my brain works, and that's basically it. That's the blueprint to what I'm doing. Mendes Graphics, Jerry, what's going down, brother? Let me see. Damn, I lost my space, man. I'm trying to scroll. These like Apple mouses are stupid sometimes, man. All right, let me see. Okay, here we go. Brand identity to me, I'm reading Cornbread's comment and it said common theme, different inspiration for visuals, but the common theme is your brand identity. When it comes to brand identity, uh, it's very important. Don't get me wrong, it is very important for what you do. Um, but if you're just trying to get into this space, sell some t-shirts, make some money, if you look at what I actually sell under the Big Brando name, right? West Side shirt, the This City Don't Love You shirt, and then you have shit that I'm making that says Island Made, and I'm wearing shit that says LA to Honolulu, and I'm wearing like I'm selling all these other random shits, LA hats, South Bay clothes. It's all over the place. What everything Big Brando related boils down to is just shit that I'm into. That's it. The My brand identity for Big Brando is just shit that I'm into. You know what I mean? If I'm into golf one day, I'm selling golf shit. If I'm going to Disneyland, I'm selling churro shit. If I'm, going to the Laker game, I'm wearing LA shit. What all of that stuff is just it boils down to just stuff that I'm into. If you came to my store, my retail store, and seen the stuff I sell, majority of the stuff I sell is catered to the people that live in that community, which is South Bay of LA. So there's a lot of LA shit, there's a lot of South Bay stuff, and it's heavy on that because the store is there for the community. None of the people that shop there that come from the community give a fuck about who Big Brando is. They know it's me because they come in, see my face on the tag, and they shop with me. But they're not buying it because it says Big Brando. They're buying it because they relate to something on that T-shirt, whether it says South Bay, whether it says West Side, whether it says LA, whether it says LA to Honolulu. Like all of that stuff is only they're buying it for the outside and not the inside. So if I was making like a brand, like if I was starting a brand new brand from scratch and I was trying to build up the brand's identity now, the very first thing I'd be doing is I'd 1000% be telling the story of starting the brand. I'd go from the very beginning on picking colors, from picking just the aesthetic of what I want it to look like and explaining why I want it to look that way. So then that way people follow the journey from the very beginning and then understand how the shit works. And I'd show them everything, the process. I'd show them start to finish on what I was doing, the space I was building it in, the things that I wanted to really show. I'd show it because I'd want my customers to feel like they're a part of what I'm trying to build. Because if they share the same values of whatever the brand's mission statement is, I want them to have that connection with myself, right? Because they could shop with any other brand, but I want them to shop with me. And the reason I want them to, well, obviously, I want them to shop with me so they buy my products, but I want them to like really, really like embrace the brand and embrace my journey because now I'm putting my face to the brand and I want them to be like, oh shit, that's the owner. That dude pays attention to quality. That dude is putting so much thought into this. I want them to feel that through the content. You know what I mean? That's how I would build my brand identity, and then that would be in the brand's DNA at that point. You know what I mean? That's if I was getting started, starting a brand, that's basically what I would do. Let me see. How about posting machine embroidery, heat pressing, t-shirts, making quilts? Hell yeah. I would post all that shit. That like everything that you do, like Kathleen, if it's making quilts, if it's embroidering, if it's heat pressing, everything that you do, I would just create. I would put my phone up on a tripod or lean it up on something, and I would just start going, man. And then it's just making stuff so people can see what you're making, and then they see the attention to detail, they see the quality, they see just the love that goes into whatever you're making. They'll feel that through the video. You know what I mean? Like I said, I post myself pressing t-shirts all the time, teaching people how to press t-shirts. Never in any of my videos do I say, hit me up so I can make shirts for you. But every single day, there's people in the comments saying, "Hey, how much to get a dozen T-shirts done, or how much to do this many hats, or let me know what your prices are. I want to get some shirts done by you." I don't promote that, but I just show what I'm doing, and people naturally see what I'm doing and say, "Oh, I want my shirts done by this guy because he's showing how he does it." If that works for me, that should have worked for you guys too. How do you feel about embroidery sewing for your brand, or do you have someone else do that? I have an embroidery machine. I embroider all my hats on my own, mainly what I use it for. Glenn, what's happening, man? Hey, Glenn, are you on Guam? Do you live on Guam? Just a question, you know what I mean? What is the one, two, three moves to start? First, start by watching my playlist called Back to Basics. That right there will lay out, if you're trying to get into this business, that'll lay out every single step for you. Love Tuesdays. Christina, I appreciate that. Thanks for jumping on. All the write-offs on golf must be I'm currently doing this. I'm currently doing is buying different blanks from different vendors and different weights and washes for prototyping. Hell yeah, that's it. Seeing what type of transfers look like on different bodies before I cop. Hell yeah, that's exactly what you got to do, cornbread. Like I chalk it up as R&D or research and development, but it's just testing shit out, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work, and then you go from there. Thanks, bro. Just have to ask, because if you don't ask, you don't know. Appreciate the honesty. That's exactly it, man. That like you have to shoot your shot. You have to, and there like I said, like there's no question that's a dumb question to me because I ask dumb questions all the time. Like I'm learning how to golf. Like my oldest son, badass at golf. That's one of the reasons why I'm learning how to do it so I could go and drink beer and golf with him. I ask him the dumbest fucking questions all day long about golf. I go to the driving range in the mornings, right? So I'm up at 5 in the morning, driving range. I'm there, like I get to the range like at 6 in the morning. That's why the videos that I post are like sun's barely coming up or the shit's still dark. But when I'm done or before I'm going, I hit this fool up. I'm like, yo, like I'll record myself. I'm like, how's my stance? How's this? How's my grip? How like what am I supposed to be doing? What am I doing wrong? I ask all the dumbass questions. Like, there's no question that's a dumb question to me. If I want to know, I'm going to ask. So I appreciate you for asking because you'll never know if you don't ask. You know what I mean? All right, let me see. MM Customs, what's happening, man? What's happening? What concerts you got coming up? You going to be at Irvine's Holo Holo in November? Where to get the license? Watch my playlist called Back to Basics. That bitch will run everything down. Or actually, I got a playlist just for that. If you go to my playlist and look at the one that's called Make Your Brand Legit or something like that, that's step by step. Boom, boom, boom. Everything you need to do to get your wholesale license, register your business, get your tax ID, all that good stuff is laid out. Randy, where can I send a video for you to see? I gave you a big shout out on my Who Am I video. Took your advice and did the video. Thanks again, brother. Tag me in the shit. Like if you already have it posted on Instagram or something, tag me in the comments. Like Just go to your comments, type in at Big Brando TV, and then it'll pop up in my shit. I'll check it out. Really appreciate your videos. New to the t-shirt game, but your videos have been a great help. My melanin is me. Dope ass name. Appreciate that. Thanks for watching. I want you to know that I make these videos for people like yourself and myself. Anybody that wants to get into this space to make some money, I share everything that works for myself with you so you could try it on your own. The information I share is mainly for like beginners, like people just getting started, but there are some little nuggets here and there of people that are well established that could benefit from them too. A lot of it has to do with like how to sell shit, right? Um, I noticed there's not a lot of content out there about how to sell stuff besides like running ads and stuff like that. I don't know how to do all that. But when it just comes to like free, regular guerrilla style marketing, whether it's online or in person, um, to get the sale, that's what you can find from here. Dennis Schultz, what's up? What's the difference between supercolor transfers and DTF? Supercolor wearable transfers are screen printed transfers. DTF from any DTF printer is a digital print, meaning direct to film. For supercolor wearable, they screen print onto the film. Two different printing processes. You also print for like schools and contractors or just your own brand? I used to. I don't take in too much work anymore. I used to like print for a bunch of different people. I now pass off a lot of like my old customers to colleagues of mine, or even guys that work in my shop. Like I'll let them print the jobs, collect the money. I won't take nothing off of it. I don't have the time to do it, and I was more focused on selling t-shirts this year, whether it was in the store, like stocking up my retail store, because I have a store that I sell t-shirts out of. I focused more on that. I focused more on creating new designs and putting stuff out. So I don't take in too many contract print work anymore. I still have certain accounts, like big accounts, but like I said, I'm not the one doing it. If guys work in my shop want it, then I give it to them. If they don't want to do it and they're busy, then I hand it off to like one of the local shops in my area. What's your day job? My day job is I used to be a photographer. Now I kind of just manage a whole team of photographers and videographers now. But I used to be the one taking the pictures. Now I manage a big ass group of people that take pictures and fucking that are way better photographers than I am. Let me see. Thank you for answering my previous question. What DTF printing company would you recommend the most for the best feel? DTF is the same. Doesn't matter who you get it from. The only difference would be quality and durability. But the print clarity is kind of the same because they're all using the same printers with the same print heads now. The difference would be like the adhesion powder, stuff like that. But people that I think are dope that sell DTF would be like the T-shirt Buddy is dope. Look him up on YouTube or Instagram. Heart and Hustle's dope. Crispy Prince with a K. Mike T's, he's dope. Merch Studio is dope. AW Productions, Rye Beats. There's a ton of content creators that sell DTF transfers. The reason I always talk about them is because they show themselves printing the jobs, maintaining their machines, troubleshooting their machines, getting orders out. That's what they create content around. So there's no other big transfer company out there that's giving you the inside look at what their operation looks like. So you as the consumer have free reign to looking at the T-shirt Buddy's workspace and seeing what he's doing and what he's working on, how many orders he's getting out, how he's fixing print heads and the inks he's using and all of that stuff. So that's why I say if you're going to buy DTF transfers, buy from guys like that so you can see them working, right? And then there's no question about the quality because you're like, oh shit, he's bagging up my order right now. Like you could see him doing it and quality checking the work and all of those guys. So, like I said, T-shirt Buddy, Crispy Prince, Heart and Hustle, Merch Studio, A Dub, Rye Beats, all of those guys are dope as hell when it comes to like DTF. They got the shit locked down. Uh, Clumsy. Said, hey, brother, wanted to let you know the profit I made from the pricing advice you gave me. I took it and upgraded my press to the HPM Pro Series. Amazing. Thanks again. Clumsy, get that fucking money. That's what I'm talking about, man. You did that shit, not me. That's what I'm talking about. Chanting Raiders. Appreciate what you do, bro. Appreciate you for watching, man. I do this for the people that actually watch it and have businesses and actually really trying to get into this shit. You know what I mean? Am I able to go to AS Color and Carson and check out their products there, or is it just the warehouse? It's just the warehouse. It's not a showroom. It's not like a store. You place your order online and then you pick the shit up from their location in Carson if that's where you're going to. But you have to buy it, like you do the whole transaction online, and then when it says like, do you want it shipped to your house or do you want to come by and pick it up? You pick up, you click pick up, and then you go pick it up. But it's not a store or a showroom. I need a clothing manufacturer to further my brand. If you're trying to do like cut and sew and shit like that, like going overseas and stuff, I really can't help you with that. I don't know too many overseas manufacturers. Um, Somebody good to like watch about that kind of stuff is his name's I Can Do It Studio on Instagram. IKEN Ken Do It DOIT Studio. He talks a lot about like outsourcing and stuff like that. He might even have an ebook about manufacturing or anything like that. But I guess the big thing would be to like, if you're gonna do cut and sew or you're gonna do manufactured goods overseas, the communication sucks because you're working on their time. So wherever you live in the country here, you're gonna have to either stay up late and talk to them via Zoom, Skype, um, WhatsApp. Get your tech packs down packed, like to the T, like your tech pack, because that's what they're gonna build. Whatever they're making for you is gonna be based off of that tech pack. So the shit has to be dialed in. That's the only advice I could give you. Sorry, I don't have any manufacturers to share or anything like that with you. But if you just looked up like fucking manufacturing on Instagram, there's a ton of people like apparel manufacturing. There's a ton of them on there, and they're all showing what they make and stuff. They're making sweatsuits and all this shit. It's up to you to talk to them and then figure out communication with them, though. But a good source or a good place to start would be to check out I Can Do It Studio. His name's Kenji, really dope dude. Um, and see what he's talking about if he's offering any kind of resources or anything like that. So, how are you approaching the golf thing? As what I see, it's very preppy looking. Are you going for the tattooed thug look? Hey, get out of my way. I'm golfing through. Nah, for me, the preppy stuff it isn't my lane. You know what I mean? For me, it's the guys that are wearing the Malbin undefeated collab shit. It's the guys wearing Eastside Golf stuff. It's the guys wearing shit like that. That's more like it's the guys wearing the Jordan 1 lows out on the golf course. It's to me, that's the audience, the younger, new golfer audience, because like you got to remember, golf now is no longer an old man sport. There's so many young dudes. Like I said, man, my oldest son, him and his homies be out there doing the shit up. And it's guys that are trying to get fresh within the golf community. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to add to that. And I don't know if I want to go too hard on the, you know, thug wear for the golf course. It's more so of like if you looked at um if you thought of like people that would wear streetwear shit in the golf space, basically. Glenn said, "Yes, sir." Oh yeah, you are, man. How far are you from the Stussy in Guam? I just seen somebody wearing a Stussy Guam shirt. That's why. If you want to get better, you gotta watch Happy Gilmore. Hell yeah. Just want to say thank you for all the game you gave me to start this t-shirt game. Appreciate you, fam. Hollows. Wes, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for jumping on. Thanks for rocking with me. You know what I mean? Rufino, what's going down? Keep it moving in a positive direction. That's right. Always moving forward, man. Threaded headwear, what's going down? G that, what's happening? Um, Concrete Jungle, what's happening? What's a good camera to start out with? Usually your phone. Your phone's probably like the best camera, but um, if you're trying to like, if you're making videos, it depends what you're doing. If you're taking pictures, or you doing videos, like, and it depends on where you plan on using the shit that you capture. Is it just for Instagram and YouTube, or are you doing it professionally or anything like that? Because then that way you would eliminate a bunch of full frame cameras if you're not like trying to do it professionally. And if you're just trying to like, take some pictures of your family, there's so many dope mirrorless cameras out now. Sony has dope ones, Canon has dope ones, um, that aren't full frame, that still have dope ass dynamic range and stuff like that. But when it comes to like videos, like the DJI Osmo Pocket is such a dope ass little camera, man. That thing is crazy good, and it fits in your pocket. Mentioning that t-shirt dude, his YouTube tutorials are insane. The t-shirt dude is the best, man. Screen printer Mike is the man when it comes to one. His voice is dope. Like he has like that chill ass, just relaxed way of talking to explain what the hell he's doing, and it's all in like the perfect tone, so it's easy to follow along. And his tutorials are fucking cool, man. Like it's really teaching you shit. That's why I like it. I refer to his stuff all the time. Sorry for the dumb question. I'm just new at this. Nah, man, there is no dumb questions. Are there different types of transfers like supercolor wearable, standard DTF? There's a ton of different transfers, man. There's plastisol transfers, there's water-based transfers, there's transfers with sub blocker in it, there's transfers made for nylons, there's so many different transfers. Almost every transfer company outside of DTF offers, like, it, just look at Supercolor's website. Go to supercolor.com and look at their site and look at all the different transfers they offer. Low melt, sub blocker, wearable, super DTF, reflect. What else do they got? I know I'm missing some promo. They have a bunch of different ink formulas. It all comes down to the ink formula made for like whatever you wanted, whatever the intended use is. And if you went to like FM Expressions, you'll see like athletic, varsity, vintage, and then you went to, I know there's more, but I'm probably forgetting them. Transfer Express, they have Goof Proof, Hot Split, Ultra Max Color. They have a bunch of different ones. 613 Original, same thing. They have a bunch of different ones. So it's different ink formulas that they offer for different applications. So you would just have to look at the different like transfer companies and see what they have. And most transfer companies, they offer sample packs. So if you went to Supercolor's website and got a sample pack from them, or if you went to what's the shit called, FM Expressions or Transfer Express or 613, they all have sample packs that they'll send you. And then you just, you know what I mean, try them all out. Do you have to be an authorized seller of Pro Club to sell blanks on, let's say, Facebook? That part I'm not 100% sure, because I think you can set up an account with Pro Club with your wholesale license, and whatever your intended use is, whether you're going to print on it or sell it, then it's on you. Then you could do whatever you want with the blank shirts. It just all comes down to like how you want to structure your business around what you're doing. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't think you have to be like an authorized seller. I think you set up a wholesale account with them, order what you want, and then you resell it. pay your sales tax back, and then you're good to go. DTF print head gets clogged. Could they be unclogged? No. You have to buy a whole new print head, replace it. Um, that's the game. It's been like that with DTG. It's like that with DTF. These print heads are the same, man. And it's mainly the white ink that's clogging your shit up. Nobody's figured out how to make a white ink that just flows freely through those print heads, man. It's just that's what it is. But you can't unclog it. You have to buy a whole new one. And yeah, them shits are pricey. I tell this story all the time, and it's a very outdated story, and it's not even relevant today. When I first started getting into DTG with the homie Dave from Local Roots, who also works in my shop, uh, he used to like we were in the DTG space for a while. I never made videos about it because it's not for everybody, and I never wanted to put anybody in debt getting into it because not everybody has a Dave that could fucking pull the machines apart and stuff like that. But what we were doing was when those print heads would go down, they were the very same Epson print heads that you could find in these printers. I think it was the Epson 1001 print head. I can't remember off the top of my head. This shit's been years. But what we would do is buy refurbished printers and then bust the print head out. And then we would buy the refurbished printer for like 70 to 90 bucks, like on eBay or wherever. So we'd have stacks of refurbished printers and we're just getting them for the print head. And then as print heads would go out on our DTG printer, we would replace them with those. And you can no longer do that because those DTG companies started doing the same thing and they started buying up all the print heads and then they would mark them up, 5, 10x of what the price was for the actual print head. And they were just basically robbing everybody and it just kind of ruined everything. So yeah, like I said, that statement's irrelevant now because you can't do that kind of stuff anymore. Or maybe you can, I don't know. But that's what we were doing a long time ago when DTG first started coming around. Is that white ink is stupid. How come some shirts on your site are 25 and some are 27? It depends on the print. It depends on the blank t-shirt that it's printed on. It depends a lot. Like the cost of blank t-shirts have gone up since then. Some of the ones that are priced at 25 were pre-printed on previous blank t-shirts, where the newer ones are printed on the newer blank t-shirts that the price has gone up. So that's why some t-shirts are 25, some are 27, some are 30. 3D layering hat here. Thank you so much. I got my first AS color block shirts. Getting ready for LA Comic Con this weekend. Wyatt was great. Wyatt's dope as hell for one. But LA Comic Con's this weekend. That's dope. Is it at the convention center? Like, I'm not privy to a lot of that stuff. What I do like watching from the Comic Con stuff is the people that dress up like the comic book characters. And it's like the dudes that be like in full on like 3D printed costumes. They're walking on stilts and they look like the real fucking guy. That shit is cool. Like the guys that take the time to build out those costumes or those yeah, I'm guessing they're costumes. Shit is cool, man. I've never like attended Comic Con. I'm not into it, but I think that kind of shit is dope. I'm getting a cardigan manufactured. It's easy, just got to be patient. Well, one, you got to be patient. That's the biggest thing because when they're doing it and you're getting samples back and forth and you really want to put the shit out, oh man, that shit starts to eat away at you, man. Skate shop, what's happening? Tanya Wilson, hello from Nap. So I'm guessing this is either Annapolis, Maryland, or I think there's a Nap in Indiana. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But PIFA was over the weekend in San Diego. Have you ever attended one? I've attended PIFA. I've vended at PIFA before, but it's been years since that. PIFA's a dope event to attend because they have live performances. It's huge, huge Chamorro community that comes out to that one. Crowns from Guam, they do really good over there. Well, the years that I was there, they do really good. I've always did fairly good over there vending, but I haven't attended or vended over there in a long time, man. It's been a while. Nah, Jesus did it using you through the channel. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, clumsy. Uh, Thank you for your time, advice, and not gatekeeping. I, for one, greatly appreciate it and all your content. Thank you. Continue to get that money, man. Not far. I got you. I'll DM you. Appreciate that, Glenn. Pocket 3 is a beast. I can't wait to get one. Yeah, Pocket 3 is dope, man. It's super tiny. It's like the size of this almost, man. And you just hold the shit, stabilized, 4K footage. It's a dope little camera. I know you said it before, but I can't remember who you said was good to watch for doing half toning and color knockouts. That T-shirt dude on Instagram and YouTube. His name's That T-shirt Dude. He used to go by Screen Printer Mike. You'll know when you hear his voice. You'll be like, oh yeah, this is who Big Brando was talking about because his voice is dope. But yeah, That T-shirt Dude. Can you still get in trouble for pressing a famous logo or person on your shirt if it's just for you to wear and not sell? That's a gray area. One, you're not doing it for profit, so they wouldn't know. But if you're promoting that you're doing it, you could. But I'm not an attorney, so I can't give you like legal advice. But I would say operate at your own risk. Do you suggest if you are going to be going on a trip, doing a POD for your orders? That's hard, man, because if you do a POD, what if the quality sucks with the POD company and then your customer is going to be mad and they're not going to continue to shop with you and it could potentially hurt the business. When I go, I travel a lot. And if I don't have nobody at my shop, doing my orders or processing orders for me, I put my shop down for maintenance. And yeah, I'm probably losing out on money, but I also enjoy the family time of me going on vacation more so than worrying about the business operating. You know what I mean? Like the reason for going on vacation is to relax. So usually, if I'm going away, nobody's going to be at the shop, nobody's going to be in the store. I put it on maintenance mode, and then I just shut it down for the time that I'm away, and then I come back, open it back up, continue to business as usual. But that's why, like, I don't know, you guys see me. I always do those little handwritten notes on my packing slips because if you get an order from me that doesn't have that, chances are it was packed up by somebody that works in my shop. But if you do get it and it's a handwritten note, then it was packed by myself. Like I'm the one that actually did it. Um, if you've come to my store, you've seen a ton of guys working in the back. There's guys running back and forth getting sizes. There's a bunch of guys. There's people pressing shirts in the back, embroidering hats in the back, hanging out in the back. If you've been to my store, um, there's a first shift and a second shift. Those are the guys that are doing a lot of the work. Let me see. Any place that sells AS Color shirts in SoCal that I can check them out? You know about? I know nobody that sells AS Color besides AS Color. That's the only people that I know that sell them. You would just have to buy a couple, your size, whatever model size you wanted. Um, I keep some AS colors, like I keep the block shirt, classic shirt, heavy shirt. I think those are the only three. And I keep a Shockaware active shirt, blank, folded up at the store on the counter for when people come in and they want to feel the difference. But like it's rare, you know what I mean? That I'm there to show people that kind of stuff. But those are the three shirts that one, it's different when you feel it. And you compare it to like a standard shirt. Like I said, like the Shockaware Active is like regular jersey cotton compared to like the AS Color Classic or Block. You could really feel the difference in the shirt. Do you suggest? Oh, I think I already read that one. H2V, what's happening? Can you explain the gang sheet from Supercolor? Yeah. Gang sheets are basically this. Let's say this is a whole sheet right here, right? Let's say the dimensions of that sheet is 12 by 16. And then on that one 12 by 16, you could do shit like this, right? And let's say these are your designs. You got like a big ass back print, you got like a front print. This might be like a sleeve fit, and this one might be a left chest print or something. You pay for the sheet size, but you don't pay per print. So any gang sheet, or anytime you hear a gang roll, gang sheet, it's how many designs you can gang up on that one sheet. So you're paying for the sheet and not per print. Is there a certain day of the week that is better to do your first drop? Like, is a Friday better than a Monday, or does I don't think that matters. I know Fridays is like a popular one because most people get paid on Fridays. So you'll see like Undefeated, Born and Raised, a lot of the like big brands, established brands do that. I think Supreme drops on Thursdays. I'm guessing doing it around payday maybe would be a good one, but I don't know. You'll just have to like try it out and see like what works best for you. Like maybe drop one on a Monday and see if anybody buys, and drop one on a Friday, see if people buy, or on a Saturday. Like when I have new drops, I drop them on Saturdays because I use the store. So I open the store on Saturday, people come to buy the new drop, and then I put it online on Sunday. Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thanks so much for your help. Oh yeah, not a problem. Gave me motivation to finally start my shop up. Many blessings to you. Appreciate that, Britt. Get that money. Is it better to purchase a gang sheet or buy wholesale from them? From Supercolor. I have a wholesale account with them. You could set up a wholesale account if you have your wholesale license, and then order your gang sheets that way. Hoping you restock your Blue Star LA hat soon. I need to gift one to a friend. Hopefully those will be back. I'm just waiting on blanks, really. And Otto's been hit or miss with the blanks lately. And then the AS color blanks that I want to use, I had to end up using for something else. So I got to reorder more. But yeah, hopefully they'll be back pretty soon. Do you sell shirts made with vinyl? If so, how much do you sell them for? Don't know how to price my shirts. Thanks. Eternal Kingdom. I'm gonna give you the easiest breakdown to price your vinyl out. How much does your vinyl cost? Are you buying it like in a 5 yard roll? Break down how much the shit costs per foot. Like you could break the shit down. I have a video breaking that shit down. Um, and then what your blank t-shirt costs, and then what your labor's worth. That's how you figure out your pricing. I have tons of pricing videos on my channel. Like if you just type, all right, go to the playlist back to basics, and there's a pricing video there. And I think I break down vinyl in that one. Gang sheets changes my life. Hell yeah, absolutely. No more HTV. Even if I just make a one-off, transfers only. Took my brand to the next level. That's what I'm talking about. Easy street, get that money, man. Uh, how do you do your t-shirt mock-ups for your website, and how do you get the design size compared to the t-shirt to match the actual size in real life? I took a picture of a blank t-shirt laid on the ground. Like I put it on the ground, and then I put it in Photoshop and I cleaned it up, and then I put it on a white background. And then anytime that I make a design, I just overlay the design onto the t-shirt, and I just size it by eyeball. I don't do nothing crazy. I just size it by the eyeball. I'm like, yeah, this looks pretty good, and I put it up on there. That's all I do. And you don't even have to go the same route of taking a picture of the fucking t-shirt. You could find t-shirt mock-ups online all day long. Like just a blank t-shirt online, blank black t-shirt on Google Images. Find one, drop your image on top of it, resize it to where it looks somewhat symmetrical, post that bitch up, man. Are the different qualities of DTF gang sheets? Are there different qualities of DTF gang sheets? And if so, what should I look for? I think it all comes down to adhesive. I think the prints are all basically the same. Like the print will look the same vibrant looks, same opaque print. I think the adhesive and the curing process is the two different things. So like hot peeled versus cold peel. and then what the durability is, you know what I mean? But you won't know the durability until you wash it. So you would have to like order DTF transfers from a bunch of different DTF printers, press them on the shirts, and then throw it in the wash. So what I do, like when I'm testing out transfers, is I would put a bunch of transfers on one just old ass t-shirt, right? So I'll put like transfers all over. I usually go in straight lines. So right here, I'll do like one here, one here, one here, and just keep moving the shirt up, press it, move the shirt up, press it, move the shirt up, and then do the same thing on the back. I'll do the same thing on the sleeves, and then I wash that shirt a bunch of times until I start seeing some of the prints peel up or crack or anything like that. Then I'll be like, all right, X that one out. That one's weak. I'm not going to use that company. Let's check out this one. Oh, this company's been lasting 10 washes, and keep washing it until you get the results that you want durability wise. But as far as like the adhesive and the application and stuff like that, it just all depends on what you prefer. Some people like cold peel because it's a little easier to not fuck up a shirt. Some people like hot peel because of the production, meaning you could just bang through them pretty quick. Those are the two differences that I notice. Everything else is not so much. You know what I mean? Carolyn Pitts, great information. Thanks for watching. Thank you. AJ Embroidery, what's happening? Australia, Gold Coast here. Hell yeah. Would you ever do some lessons on your techniques with hats? 3D puff. I also bought a Racoma. I don't really have too many techniques. I use 3 millimeter foam. I outsource all my digitizing, and I use titanium needles. And I think they're the 8011s or 7011s or something like that. Can't remember off the top of my head. 8512 or 7011. I can't remember what the number is. But I use titanium needles. I use 3 millimeter foam. I use craft foam. There's some people that like the denser stuff. It's a little bit more expensive, and my designs don't really call, like I don't really have too many hard edge designs to do 3D puff, and then I use tape to hold the uh, foam in place. The other thing that I do is I ask my digitizer to lay down a base stitch to lock the foam in place so it doesn't move around, and then it'll come back around. But that's all I basically do for my 3D puff. Sip too much. Been watching you for years now. You're the goat. Appreciate that. Um, you know what I mean? I don't take that lightly because I think it's dope that people that's watched me over the years have been building their brands for that same amount of time, and knowing that people are out here getting some money, man. That's like the main shit, you know what I mean? Is knowing that people are out here getting to this money and getting the ball rolling, you know what I mean? It's all about bettering your situation. You know what I mean? Like the only reason I even share information is because I'm like, man, I want people to like better themselves too, and make a little bit of this money out here. You know, if I could try to help, I don't know if I'm gonna make you rich, but I could help you get to a little bit of money in your pocket. You know what I mean? Cool, appreciate that. I'm using the real dense foam. Maybe we'll go back to the craft. Yeah, the dense foam, I didn't have a problem with it. It was just a little bit too expensive for the designs that I was doing. The craft foam was dense, but it was still a little softer. The one thing I did notice with using craft foam though is the shit's messy. Like the needle going through the soft craft foam should be like throwing up dust all over the place. Maybe we'll go back to the craft and try again. Love your designs. Aloha. Yeah, the stuff that I use, like I tried the dense stuff because I wanted that like new era look. But when I seen how new eras are made, like their hats, they're not stitching on the actual hat, like they're stitching the panels. So you know how like a hat is a 6 panel hat? Before the hat's constructed as an actual hat and sewn together, they take the two front panels, lay them flat, and then they're stitching onto that, and then they put like the backing on. So that's why when you look at the back of like new era hats, so I'll use this born and raised hat for example, right? So this is a new era hat. This is born and raised. It's not my hat. They take these two panels right here, right, and they stitch them flat. So that's why on the inside you don't see the embroidery. Like this is my hat, and you see the embroidery on the inside, right? But then when you buy new era hats like this, you don't see the stitching because they don't stitch on the actual hat, right? To get the puff, shit's laying flat. Um, so once I figured that part out, I was like, yo, man, I'm not constructing a hat from like the bare bones. I'm doing it on a hat hoop. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna use this craft foam, and this is the craft foam, right? Like this is the regular 3 millimeter craft foam. I'm trying to see if you could see the how much puffed up it is. And then this is New Era's puff, right? Well, this is the born and raised hat, but still, this is puffed up, right? On these like little tiny, small little parts, that real dense foam works good on, right? It holds its shape really, really well. When my designs look like this, where they're just more flowy and more, I don't know, softer and not as hard edge as this, the dense stuff wasn't needed. That's what I figured out. I don't even know if that makes any sense, but I hope it made some sense. Let me see. You changed many lives, bro. We all appreciate you. I appreciate everybody on this thing, man. Like I said, it's all about making money. So if you guys are watching this, it's because you guys are in the market of making money. What hat press do you recommend? Seriously considering getting one. I like the Hottronics dual heat one, but it's pricey. I use the Heat Press Nation Signature Series cap press. The reason I use that cap press is because it comes with removable bottom plattens. The reason you do that is because hats are all different sizes. If you just have one standard platen size, sometimes you'll get a gap in between the bottom platen and the hat on top. That's when you get creasing. So it comes with different size platens to fill the gap in depending on the hat size. I use that one because it comes with all the platens. You don't have to buy them separately. I also used to have a Geonite, which is an expensive cap press that you had to buy the extra bottom platens for. That press died, and I went to the Heat Press Nation one and had it ever since. I'm doing a party event for my family soon. They want shirts done on site on printable HTV and pressed for them. How would they send me images they want printed? That's a hard one, man. They would have to like email the shit to you. To do it on site is kind of hard too, unless you got like whatever. If you're doing printable HTV, as long as you have all the gear to get that shit going, I would just have them email the shit to you and then bang, start banging the shit out. What do you recommend besides transfers? That's all I use is transfers, man. I don't screen print no more. I don't DTG no more. I just use transfers. Yeah, same here. Love that born and raised. Love your colors on your hats. Makes total sense. I did the same when I found out about New Era. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. And I guess I was always naive, or I just didn't really pay attention to how hats were actually made until I seen a video of the hat being made. I was like, damn. So they're not even putting it through like a regular ass embroidery machine like we got. Like they stitching the shit flat. Let me see. I just made some shirts for a small order. Where do you store the extra transfers? I put them in Ziploc bags, or usually my transfers come in Ziploc bags. And then I put those little gel packets, Deskit or silica packets to take out all the moisture. I put that in there and I put it inside a toolbox, like underneath my table. If you don't put it in a toolbox, you can put it in a tote. Just stack them up on top of each other. You should be good. Yeah, fat heck, I would probably say just have them email the images that they want printed, and if you're doing it live at the event or at the party, have them email you right there. As long as you got some decent Wi-Fi, and then you can print them out right there, cut them out right there, and then press them live on the spot. I had did some. Well, take that back. I didn't do something like that, but when I was pressing live, like I used to do a at the parks for like soccer teams and stuff like that, like kids soccer. Columbia Park, for example. I think you're in Gardena, so Columbia Park in Torrance, where they have that big ass soccer field. What I used to do is I used to press shirts for the parents and the grandparents that would come and watch. I used to do it at baseball games. I used to do it. I used to do it everywhere. But what I was doing, I just had pre-cut vinyl numbers. So then, like, let's say some lady's grandson is number 12, then I'm like, oh shit, I could press the thing that says like go number 12 on your shirt for you in the team's colors right there. And then they'd be all geeked up, like, yeah, I'm here to support my grandson. And then I just had a bunch of pre-cut numbers already and then different sayings. And then I would just boom, bang them out right there live. Easy money. Let me see. I used Supercolor before on shirts, and I'm in Vegas, so it's hot out here. And when you take the shirt off, it burns where you have that image. I think you're talking about like it doesn't breathe through the shirt, and I agree. So that's why like all of my designs, I knock out colors. I knock shit. Let me see if I got it. Like this, for example, this is my Give Aloha to Get Aloha shirt. The yellow and the red is Supercolors print. The black is just the black part of the shirt see through. So I like knocked out the black print so the t-shirt breathes through the shirt, if that makes any sense. Or it'll breathe through the print, right? I do that on all my designs. I don't know if you guys ever notice how I do the shit, but same thing on this design right here. I knocked out inside of here. There's gaps so the shit breathes. Here's my LA Rider logo. I knock out everything because I want the print to breathe. But it's not just Supercolor that does it. It's any single print that you could think of. If it's a solid block of ink on a design, it's not going to breathe. Like you're not going to breathe through the ink, right? Screen printing, same exact thing. Layers of plastisol ink does not breathe. So if you have a big solid piece of ink, it's not going to breathe well. What a lot of people do is when they get transfers made because DTF's new, Supercolor's new, all these things are new to them, they're just going for big, colorful prints. And that big, colorful print is not going to breathe well through that t-shirt. So you're going to end up sweating around it. It's like that with DTG. It's like that with screen printing. It's like that with transfers. It's like that with vinyl. It just happens. You know what I mean? So what I do is on all my designs, I try to knock out space so the shirt could breathe and the person doesn't feel uncomfortable wearing the shit. If that makes any sense. Do you make templates, designs for others? If you do, how much do you charge if they want to purchase the template? I have a potential customer, but not sure what to charge. I don't make any templates. I make like I used to design for other people, and me designing for other people would just be my labor of how long it took me to create that design, and that's it. So like let's say, the shit took me, 2 hours to make. I would charge them what my hourly rate is, and that would be it. That makes sense. Oh yeah, talking about knocking out colors. Like yeah, I always make sure the t-shirt can breathe through whatever you're doing. That's just if you wear the shirt and you feel uncomfortable, obviously you don't want your customers to feel that way. So then that's why I make it. And I'm a big dude. I sweat all the time. You know what I mean? So I know what it feels like. Um, yeah, I would charge them whatever your hourly rate is for the design work. If it's taking you 10 hours to design, charge them for that 10 hours. You know what I mean? But it all comes down with knowing what your time is worth. What do you value your time at? What's your hourly rate? Um, that to me is how I charge for like when I do graphic design work. All right, y'all. I appreciate you guys for jumping on. I think it's about like a little over 8 o'clock. If you guys wanted to rewatch this thing, it'll be live on YouTube right after this. I do this every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time if you're new here. Thank you guys. I do these lives just for y'all, man. Try to answer as many questions as possible and try to help you guys get closer to that money. You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all. Catch you guys on the next one, man. Peace.